So welcome tonight, guys. Thank you everyone for being here. If you got invited by someone, that's incredible. If you were in our Influencer Hub group, that's also amazing. We enjoyed having you guys in there. Nikki and I will just kind of give you guys a very quick intro on who we each are. Again, we want to be respectful of your time. We want to make sure you get the information and you're leaving here knowing if this is going to be a space for you or not, and that there's no real gray area anymore. You're going to be very clear on things as well. So to kind of start off with myself, I am from Vancouver Island. No kids, not married, any of that. I came from corporate, went to school, got a degree, did all that. Worked corporate oil and gas for quite a while and realized that there was kind of something missing from my life. I was also doing long distance with my boyfriend, my family, and everyone was back home. And I knew something needed to change, essentially. Nothing was really wrong, but nothing was really right either for me. So I got involved in the online space, actually in MLM. So I started an MLM. I did well with that. But again, there were some things that didn't really resonate with me either. So I never doubted kind of what you could create in the online space, but I also knew I hadn't really found where I wanted to be yet. So I took a leap of faith and I actually moved home, quit my job about a year and a half ago. And within that first 30 days, I think the universe kind of saw that I was making a change and they put this opportunity right in my lap. I jumped in. When I heard about it, it was exactly what I had been looking for. But not only that, when I got involved in this community within 30 days, my entire life changed. I was a different person. My mindset was different. The things I was practicing were different. I just felt very humbled by the experience and the people that were there. So I knew that this is where I was meant to be. I jumped in, I gave it a go. In my first 12 months, I was able to replace my entire corporate salary, plus more that I was making in corporate oil and gas. But also during that, help my boyfriend, build his brick and mortar and really enjoy my life. So I'm definitely the happiest I've ever been and so grateful for this community and people like Nikki. For example, I never knew her before this and she's now literally my sister. So this business has done some pretty incredible things for me. I've traveled all over the world. We were just in Mexico filming all new training for this platform. And it really is growing and changing in terms of us being able to do what we can to help the newest person succeed. That's what this is about. The culture in this is very different than if you were, involved in a lot of other things before, maybe corporate, maybe online businesses. It really is about essentially leading from the bottom up. So all of us in leadership, the co-founders, we're here to make sure that you guys get what you need to succeed and that we can provide you with the space to do that with the education, the mentorship, and all that. So we'll get into talking about that after. But that's essentially who I am. And I'll let you go, Nikki.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Mel. Yeah, so Mel and I, we had a similar goal with wanting change, wanting something different for our lives. We do come from a little bit of a different background. I'm a mom of two. I live just outside of Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And my husband and I actually run this business together. And we've been involved for just a little over 2 years now. And just to kind of share a little bit about myself and why we got involved and why we knew that we needed change is we had run traditional brick and mortar businesses before. And super grateful for all of them. There was a lot of lessons learned. However, it did create some financial struggle because due to economy and certain things, some of our businesses completely failed, just to be honest. And it actually left my husband and I in a deficit of about 1.7 million. And following from there, we had to claim, he had to claim personal bankruptcy. And so what was really a hard point for us is we had built that for 10 years. And then it was like we were starting the reset button or pressing the reset button. We were starting from scratch, starting from new. So for about 2 years, we really struggled. I was an administrator, so I started contracting myself out, doing working for like mom and pop companies and just taking on as much work as I possibly could. And my husband went to work, for those of you that are from Canada, you'll know Fort McMurray. He started to go and travel and work up north. And he was gone for 2 to 3 weeks sometimes. And we had a 7-month-old at the time, and our son was just over 3. So there was a lot of talking and FaceTiming and him watching the kids grow up through that. And we were not in a financial position that we were happy about. We were struggling, to be perfectly honest. And ultimately, we really needed to ask ourselves, is this what the next 20 to 30 years looks like? Is this what we are going to do, is continuously struggle, live paycheck to paycheck, and just feel like we're just keeping our heads above water? So we knew we needed to change. We knew we needed to do something different. And this is what I'm going to dive into is regarding social media marketing. So if I'm being perfectly honest, I'm a transparent person, and I want to make sure that everybody knows the information that they have. I didn't want to do this at the beginning. I was like, this is crazy. I knew nothing about it. I had no experience in it. And I was like, how are we going to make this work? How could we possibly go from traditionally running a business or working a 9-to-5? How could we possibly supplement our income 100% plus and make this work for us and our family? And of course, those of you that have children, that's the first thing that you go to. That's the first thought you go to, is how do I take care of them? How do I make sure that they're okay? So for us, he started to dive into it, and then I had to shift my mindset. I had to shift my perspective. I knew I wasn't happy where I was. I wasn't totally unhappy, but I knew that what I was doing as an administrator, and just an FYI, I did not go to post-secondary. I literally climbed the ranks of the corporate ladder to get to where I was. And there's a cap. There's a cap at some point, right? Like, you need to have invested and created some type of post-secondary debt to get to the next level. And so I really had to ask myself, what direction do I want to go? And we had worked for ourselves before. We absolutely loved it. We loved the ability to create our own schedules and just have our own time, not have somebody tell us when we can take time off work, when we have to come in, when we have to leave, and literally work at creating somebody else's dream. Because that's ultimately what it is. When you're working for somebody else, you are just essentially creating somebody else's dream. So I wanted to be able to create, again, what we have in the past, but do it in a sense where it allowed for more time freedom. Because even when you do a brick and mortar, if those of you that have done it, you're married to it, and you have employees, you have overhead, and it's stressful. It's really, really stressful. So that's when we came upon online marketing, digital marketing, and to be able to create an income through the online space. Within 5 months, both him and myself were able to stay full-time at home, and we have been ever since that. So, and I don't say that to brag. I say that because I know where we came from, and I know that it's possible for every single person that's on this call. I know that that's possible, because what the era we live in, the digital space that we live in, it's not going to go backwards. It's only going to go forward. It's only going to move forward. So with that being said, just so you guys can kind of get a flow of how tonight's going to go, I'm going to talk to you about the power of social media, why it works, and how you can be a part of it. And then at the very end, Mel's going to touch on exactly the system, the platform, the training, the education, everything that you currently don't have, and how you can be a part of that and make this work for you. So initially, what we do in a nutshell, really simply, is we are affiliate marketers. Maybe you've heard a few of these terms before: affiliate marketers, social media marketers, digital marketers, all those kinds of things. So essentially, who we are and what we do is we're the middleman. So instead of big corporations and big companies that have extremely high volume and successful products, instead of them going through advertising and utilizing their advertising budget, they utilize affiliates to then promote their products. And when that happens, affiliates like ourselves create an income from that, and a very wealthy income from that. So social media in itself, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all of those things that we're on every single day, those things are powerful. And we'll touch on the Facebook side of it specifically, but there's more to it than that. However, so think of, just for a pure example, think of a few things like Amazon, which is one of the biggest companies that people order through online. You can become an affiliate with them. Same thing with Uber, same thing with Airbnb. All of these massive companies, they don't have any inventory. Airbnb does not own any homes. Uber does not own any cars. They have affiliates that work on their behalf, because then they don't have that overhead. They don't have the vehicle expenses, the rental expenses. They literally have a system where people can come in and become an affiliate. So things like Amazon, Walmart, Blockbuster doesn't even exist anywhere, Best Buy. If you were to go to their website and scroll down to the very bottom, you will see something like become an affiliate or become a partner. And that gives you the opportunity to become an affiliate with them. Now, here's the flip side to that, is that in most cases, the return on becoming an affiliate, just a single-hand affiliate with Walmart or something like that, is the commission structure is quite low, like within that 10% area. So ultimately, what we as affiliates want to do is be able to create an income where you're able to actually physically replace your income that you're currently doing right now. So if you're working a 9 to 5, that is the goal initially. So when I bring up these examples of Amazon and Uber and Airbnb, these are all literally working through the online space, and they're incredibly successful, and they're utilizing affiliates to create their success and the affiliate success as well. So next we will go with, I'll talk about Facebook advertising. So a lot of people don't know that there is a complete back end to Facebook, which is not just for personal use. You can literally create your entire business and launch your business through Facebook. And that is through Facebook advertising. So in most cases, when people start a business and they think of like an online business, they think of having to call friends and family, bug friends and family, do cold calling, all of those things. But Facebook is a very intricate system. It's almost like an artificial intelligence. So here's an example for that, which I'm sure 100% of people that are on this call right now have experienced at one point or another. When you see a advertisement of perhaps bikinis or shoes, or maybe you were looking for an Airbnb and they start to populate in your Facebook newsfeed, that's not on accident. It's because Facebook has a specific algorithm where it knows its users. It knows their interests, their behaviors, what they want to see in their newsfeed, and that's all through their algorithm. So essentially, when you start to market online, you have the ability to go in through Facebook's business side and literally target exactly who you want to speak to. So you're not having to second guess, is this person going to be interested in what I have to offer? Is this person going to be interested in what I have to offer? You have the ability to go in there and target specific locations, target specific age ranges, target specific, like I said, behaviors and interests and demographics. And all of those things are such a key part to marketing online. So then you yourself aren't having to figure out all the back end or figure out how, like, who do I talk to, or I don't have enough people to talk to. And that's where a lot of people feel discouraged, is the fact that they get into a business, they're not too sure where to go, they're not too sure who their audience is, but figuring that out and defining that, you can actually literally target your perfect client, your perfect audience through Facebook. So this is something that I know Mel's going to touch on. This is something that is included in the platform, is to truly show you how to do that, because I myself had no idea how to do it. I was completely brand new to online marketing. So that's when we go into, well, a lot of people feel, I don't have experience in this. So if I've never used Facebook advertising before, how am I now supposed to go in and find my perfect audience, find my perfect target, and then learn all that? And that's exactly what Mel's going to be talking about with the system. So honestly, the whole no experience thing, don't worry. Colin and I, that's my husband, we had absolutely zero experience, and we just gave ourselves the opportunity to learn something brand new. So consider it like as if you were to start a brand new job, or you were to go to post-secondary and learn something new. It's the exact same thing, except it's going to be condensed, and all the bullshit, excuse my language, is going to be taken out, and you're not going to have to do it for 2 years. You're just going to have to go through and learn the simplicity of it, and from there, get things launched. So ultimately, if you guys do have questions about this at the end, like how Facebook and all that kind of thing works, if I didn't explain it correctly, please ask them, because that's what we're here for. But ultimately, it's a very simple formula. You learn how to utilize and leverage social media platforms, which we are on every single day. And from there, you learn how to grow your network, you learn how to grow your business, and you learn how to then attract your perfect client and your perfect audience. And that is something that is all learned through simple training videos. So that is ultimately what I'm going to chat about. I'm going to pass it over to Mel, and she can touch on the actual system that we use, so you can get more clarity on how you can take that information and implement it on a how-to basis.
Perfect. Thanks, Nikki. Okay, so let's get down into the logistics a little bit more, so you guys are really kind of understanding what we have to offer you now that you understand the big picture of coming into social media marketer, of leveraging the internet and being able to create something really incredible for yourself. So what I think is so cool about what we do is we're really going to teach you guys non-product based marketing skills. So the idea is that when you learn these skills and you really master them, the world's your oyster. There's no more worry about saturation or what you're going to do or what business you're going to pick up on. Nikki, Colin, Shauna, a lot of us that we've worked with have been able ourselves to create other streams of income since we've been in this platform by leveraging these skills. Not only that, I've used these skills that I've learned to help my boyfriend with his brick and mortar. He owns an automotive shop. I've helped hairdressers, real estate agents, people with CBD. So it doesn't matter. These skills that you're getting and you're investing in for yourself are going to help you create something for yourself now and forever. So when I used to be a part of MLM, or I used to be a part of, other kind of things, there was always this issue of saturation or me wondering when there was going to be an endpoint. And for the first time in my life, I actually feel like that doesn't exist anymore, because we're part of a platform that is really focused on giving you skills that can create multiple streams, grow your wealth as well. So we want to take care of you long term. I know and truly believe that anyone getting involved in this platform, if they stick with it and they stay consistent, they can create their first million here. No problem, because that's what we're here to do. We're really here to help you be entrepreneurs. So there's a couple things that you want to look for when you're considering an online business. So I talk to a lot of people who are looking into different things. They've had a lot of different conversations. And as you can tell from Nikki and I, we're not really interested in selling anyone anything. We're here as marketers to give people who are interested in a business, because you saw our stuff because you are interested for a reason. That's how Facebook works, just like she explained. We're here to give you the information. And that's, because we can reach millions and millions of people, the energy behind what we do is so different. We know that there are so many people looking for time freedom, for change, to get into the online space, that want more time with their family, that want to get out of debt, that want to create more income. We're living in a digital revolution, and there's no longer an excuse to be struggling. If you honestly spent 50 hours researching things online, you could create multiple ways to develop extra income for yourselves. That's what the internet's provided for ourselves. So it's about getting out of that victim mindset, realizing what you have in front of you, and creating change for yourself and taking that step. We get that it's scary, we get this is different, but this is why we're doing this tonight, so that you can see that we're real people. We've been in your situation. We work with hundreds of people, and we know what it takes to succeed. And that is a proven, scalable system, which we have, and I'm going to talk to you about that right now. It's mentorship. Mentorship is huge. Us getting on this call right now, showing you what our community is about, showing you, we have live trainings like this 4 hours a week. So showing you that is the mentorship. That's what people really need. And the last thing that you need to succeed in the online space and with us is consistency. That's it. It's just your hunger to succeed. So what we do is for any person with zero skills, zero background, zero experience, and we're going to give you that. You just have to be willing and wanting to create that change for yourself. So essentially what we have to offer is a two-part system. So the first part of this system is a platform. It's an educational platform and mentorship program. Just like Nikki said before, this is going to give you all of the education and all of the technical skills that you need to become a social media marketer and to leverage the internet. So our training alone that you're going to get is worth tens of thousands of dollars. There's people charging up to $10,000 for the skills you're going to get. Those skills alone have allowed me to create, by 2022 or three, so it'll be 3 six-figure income streams by 2020 from the same platform. So that's just an idea of what you can do with this and what you can do when you're leveraging a system and all these things to help work for you. On top of that, I just talked about you're getting your mentorship. So we have 2 hours of live training a week from 7-figure earners where you can jump on, ask questions. We also work on mindset training. Shauna and I have a group that we do an extra hour a week. Nikki and Colin have a group that you're also invited to. We share with each other, and they do an extra hour. So that's 4 hours of live training that you can show up, ask questions, and pretty much get the answers that you need to implement and succeed in your business. That is huge, you guys. It's huge to be able to just talk to someone and get that help. On top of that, you're also getting a system. So all of your emails, all of your landing pages, all of your sales funnels, all of your webinars, those are all done for you. If you were to build that stuff out yourself and run it as a system, that alone would also cost you a few $1,000s a month. Then on top of that, we have a high ticket sales team. So essentially, you're responsible for taking care of the first part of this system. You're going to learn to drive the traffic, you're gonna do the technical training, and we're gonna take care of the back end of that for you. So you get to focus on building a personal brand, learning the #1 skill in the online space right now, which is driving traffic. And then you get to provide value and content. You're gonna be doing a lot of personal development, growing as a person, just really working on your mindset, and then building your email list and your following. When you do those 4 things, you're building a business, you're building who you are, and there's no kind of end to what you can do. So that's what you're gonna get within the community. You're gonna get everything that you need to succeed in the online space, online or offline. And it doesn't matter. If you already have a business, you can come in here and use these skills, and I'm 100% confident that you can grow and scale a current business that you have. So the second part of that system comes down to how you wanna make your money and how you want that to look. So we actually currently are on the leading edge of this in the online space. We are the only platform that works with multiple offers. So Nikki talked about Airbnb, Amazon, Uber. The goal of this platform is actually to become like an Amazon, but for marketers. So because we have and work with multiple offers, hundreds of people are approaching the co-founders every month, wanting us to bring their offers online. So having us as the marketers on the front end of releasing stuff. And because of that, we actually have products and access to things that no one else in the world does. So the opportunity in that alone is incredible. So depending on how you want to make your money or how you want this to look, whether you want to build a personal brand, provide value and content, do what Nikki and I are doing, kind of get yourself out there, we can help you be a lifestyle marketer. We can help you do that part. But if you're not interested in that and you want to kind of, stay in the back end of things, we can also give you options to kind of sit behind a computer. So we have multiple ways to create an income. We work with multiple offers, and this is really 100% customizable platform to what you want and how you want this to look. How much money you want to make and how quickly you want to do it is really going to come down to time and money. How much time do you want to spend? How much money do you want to spend? How do you want to get there? So let me go over what this is going to look like when you come into the platform. So how it works. You're going to pay $99, which is peanuts for what the value you're going to get. And on top of that, you also have 14 days for a full refund. 100%, if this is not for you, you will know in those 14 days based on the process that you're going to go through. We understand that this is not for every single person in the world, and that's okay. If you don't want to be here, no problem. We can get you a refund right away. But if you do, and this is where you found your home, I'm pretty confident this is going to change your life in a lot of different ways, like it has for me and Nikki and some other people in here. So basically, you're going to sign up. We're going to give you a checkout link for $99, and you're going to come into the system. You're going to book a strategy call. So these calls are with highly trained coaches who are there for you. We're here to customize a plan and figure out exactly what you need and how we're going to get you there and reverse engineer that so you're very clear on what this is going to look like. So you're going to book your call with a coach, and you can book that with me or Nikki and Colin or anyone else. We can help you with that. Then you're going to start watching 3 hours of videos. So those 3 hours of videos are going to get you a lot more clear on our culture, what we've created, what we're all about. You'll meet the co-founders. You'll see what these guys are really about and how dedicated they are to helping you guys succeed. Then we're going to get you to answer 10 questions. Those 10 questions are going to get you really clear on why you're here, what you're looking to do, what you want that to look like, how much money you want to make, what kind of personal goals, professional goals, all that kind of stuff. We want you to get clear on that, because being successful comes down to really knowing what that's going to look like for you and what kind of goals you have. Then you are entitled to a 30-minute strategy call. So on that call, a coach is going to call you. We're going to sit down. We're going to look at all your questions. We're going to get to know you. We're going to talk to you. We're going to figure out a plan for you. So we will reverse engineer a plan on what you want. Getting off that call, you'll be very clear on what's next. In that 14 days, you can essentially get through all of the technical training, thousands of dollars worth. You can get on some of the live training. You can see the system. You can be a part of the community. You can see exactly what this is going to feel like. And I'm telling you, you will know from your gut and your heart on if this is where you're supposed to be or not. So I encourage every single one of you to turn off your brains when you come in here and really follow your intuition, because that's what it comes down to. You're going to be scared. You're going to be nervous. You're going to be questioning things. Your family and friends are going to question it. but you need to turn all that off and you need to do what works best for you. So we're here to support you. We're here to make sure you understand, you know, what that's going to look like. And at the end of all that, like I said, 14 days, had a call, went through questions, saw the training. You could essentially get thousands of dollars of training for free and then refund. But if it's not for you, that's okay. So hopefully that makes sense. 2-part system, non-product based marketing skills. We can give you everything you need to build who you are, build a brand, build a business. We can also give you ways to create an income so you can have extra income on top of that, whether that's a couple $100s a month or $100,000 a month or whatever that might look like to you, but creating multiple streams for yourself. So Nikki, I'll let you go again. And I want to encourage you guys to start putting any questions you have in the chat so we can get to those.
Awesome. Yes, Mel. So I do see a couple questions coming in. We will address every single one of them. I just want to quickly touch on what Mel talked about, and that's, you know, that kind of like scared and like scarcity mindset. Like, I think every single person that ever started a business was scared at some point. If you're not, you're crazy. Everybody feels scared at some point. But I want to share something with you about my experience, is that I was actually more scared to stay in the position that I was in if I didn't, and not take action or not do something. So one thing that I've really noticed about the people that I've worked with is the people that I work with that take action are the people that get success. They're the people that win. They're not the fence sitters. They're not the people that are hemming and hawing. And then a year goes by from now where they're like, shit, I'm still in that same situation that I'm trying to get out of. And it's that rat race mentality, right? Like, you're constantly in the same cycle, And I think that was my biggest aha moment, is when I knew, like, we are paycheck to paycheck. We are not living a successful life right now. And if we don't do something about it, then this is going to be the cycle year after year. So, and I say that from my own heart because I've been there and I've experienced that. So ultimately, there's absolutely no reason why you cannot go through the training within 14 days. And if you're not able to go through the training within 14 days, then you just should be able to. Ultimately, that is plenty of time for you to be able to go through, see what it's all about. And I promise you also that as you go through them, you're going to be able to, as I talked about with like Facebook advertising and like creating your perfect audience, you're going to have those aha moments to be like, oh, that's what she was talking about. That's what she was meaning. Because at the end of the day, guys, like, it's one thing to hear this verbally, but it is a completely different experience for you to be able to go through videos and then implement. Go through videos and then implement. That is the number one strategy, in my opinion, to create success, because most people are visual learners. So to be able to have that, like, that's at your access whenever you want. And I just really encourage people to go through that within the first 14 days, like Mel said, to see if this is a good fit and to see if you can vision yourself doing this. And with that being said, I couldn't see myself doing it. And then now almost 2.5 years later, here I am. And I just know that the 3 things that I changed was my perspective, my open-mindedness, and my relationship with money and what it was and what I wanted to create. So those are the 3 things I changed. And then I quickly saw the potential and the ability to actually utilize something that I utilized every single day to be able to create that income. So I see that there's questions coming in. Myself and Mel will go through them.
Okay, so I want to actually let everyone know that's on here right now. Nikki and I have a special offer for you. Should we go over that really quick?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, so we know coming into a new system or just doing anything new, just like Nikki said, is scary. And one of the things that you guys really always are looking for is community and support. So being able to be connected with people that are in the same position as you and that are feeling the same, and having someone to talk to, because a lot of times your friends and family are going to, well, most times they're going to be the ones that are going to question this the most. They are going to be the ones that flip your brain back on and make you think that this isn't a good idea, because they're not in your position. So the one thing I want to tell every single person in here right now is do not take advice from anyone who is not in a position that you want to be in. So if your mom and dad are not living a life that you want, no offense, and you don't see yourself there when you're older, don't let them tell you not to do something on the internet. We're in a different generation. We're growing up completely different. And like Nikki said, this is not changing. This is never going to change. Stores are literally shutting down daily and moving into the online space. That just creates more room for marketers like us. So don't listen to anyone that is not in a position that you're willing to switch with. It's honestly that simple. And a lot of times the people who are closest to you are going to try and hold you back out of their own fear and their own things, or jealousy that they're not, willing to kind of take a change like that in their own life. So know that that's part of being in a community like this, is having the support from other people. So what we want to do is anyone that is signing up, that watches this webinar, that jumps in, signs up as a 99 in the next 48 hours, we might extend it if we have to, because I know it's Wednesday, but essentially who gets started in the next 48 hours is going to be added into a new Facebook group that's going to be for everyone that's new. This will allow you to create connections with new people, have a safe space full of support, and then you're going to get access to Nikki and I for your first 30 days. That is an incredible offer, and I'm not saying that to boast about us, but having Nikki and I both our support, two mentors who have created well over 6 figures in the online space, who both have strengths in different areas. We will be here to answer your questions. We'll do what we can. We can jump on trainings every once in a while. We'll get you started on the personal development stuff, the stuff that really changed my life. And we'll make sure that you're getting your stuff answered. As you go through the technical training, the first 30 days is the hardest. It's going to be the most overwhelming. It's going to be the part that you're kind of getting nervous and you're not sure if this is for you, but we want to support you through that. If you jump in as a $99 buyer, in the next 48 hours, we will have a group just for you, and we'll make sure you're set up for success in your first 30 days. We don't usually do this ever, to be honest, and Nikki and I have never done something like this together, which is amazing. So we're excited to support you and be there for you, and make sure that you really have what you need to succeed. So Nikki, maybe we want to start going through some Q&As.
Yeah, I haven't seen too many. So if you are still on here and you have a question, ultimately this reigns true for what we are going to be doing with this 30-day group, is that be engaged. We are here at your beck and call. If you have a question about something, that is the whole purpose of us creating this group, offering it to the first people that purchase within the next 48 hours, is being able to give you our knowledge and guide you through some of the hurdles that you might encounter, which I promise you are going to be small in the grand scheme of things. And once you overcome them, that is not a hurdle, it's not a failure, it's not anything, it's just knowledge. It's knowledge for you to keep moving forward within your business, and it's knowledge that ultimately is irreplaceable. Once you have that knowledge, you're able to utilize that in so many different aspects of not only your life, but your business. And like Mel said, ultimately, we've been doing this for the last, for myself, 2 years, 18 months for Mel. And so we know the ins and outs of it all. We know some of the hurdles people may have, or the mindset. I feel like the mindset is probably number one, the biggest struggle that people have, because ultimately the system in itself is never changing unless Facebook changes, and then we become congruent with that. So that's no worries. The technical side is no worries. We're always on top of that. It's mostly the mindset side of where people come in, where they're just feeling really discouraged. They're feeling like, I don't think I can do something like this. Everyone thinks that they can't do something like this, but I can promise you 100% that is exactly how I felt. And then once you start to get that momentum rolling, once you start to see the changes that you need to make, and you have the support, I always like to think of this as you are running and launching your own business, but you are never in business alone. You are with myself, Melissa, Shauna, and Ashley, who are not with us tonight because they're living their passion and truly living what they love to do in Peru right now on a yoga retreat. So ultimately, I know that sounds crazy, that people can actually live a life of fulfillment and through their passions. Now, I want to be clear when I say that, it doesn't mean that there wasn't work put in, because 100% there was work that myself, that Melissa, that Shauna, and Ashley put in. But I would much rather put in the work for myself to create my own legacy, to create my own life, than put in the work to simply just get by. And knowing that and saying that right now is because having lived it. So I'm just going to go through some of the questions. So Jen, is this a single class for 99 or a program? Is it 99 USD or Canadian? So it is an ongoing, it's a monthly. So you have, and the reason that it's monthly is because you have the two-part system. So your system is, you go through the training, and then on the second end of it, what Mel was talking about is you have everything built in for you. And I just want to make note of something, is that if you were to run any online business, with my examples before, whether it be a shoe store or clothing or anything like that, you need to have certain funnels set up. And I can promise you, if you're just starting out, you have no idea how to do that. So either outsource that on yourself and you pay what Mel said, up towards of $10,000 to do that, because I know people that do charge that to create a really intricate funnel, and you get that all built in for you. So to be able to have that is the reason why the system is, you leverage it, and it's monthly. So it's USD, Jen.
So I just want to bring up another point about this as well. So you guys also have a chance to earn $30 US from anyone you bring in. It's not like a recruitment time thing. It's more so just of a referral-based commission. And $30 obviously doesn't sound like a lot, but it adds up, and it will help cover your business expenses and your costs. Another thing about paying the $99 to get access to this information and to the calls and doing all that is essentially that this system has been designed for time freedom. When you're leveraging a system, it's about taking back your time. It's about giving people the information that are actually willing and ready. So when you commit to paying $99, again, that is fully refundable, so it is literally 0% of a risk. When you commit to doing something like that, we step up and we put our time in to help you to get on a half-an-hour phone call. So think of that money as going to having this call, having a person work with you, and honestly, it's peanuts. What you're getting for that is peanuts. It's worth its weight in gold. So when you take action on spending that $99, we're going to step up. We're going to meet you at the plate, and we know that you're taking this seriously. There has to be a dollar amount associated to something. There's no value in our program. And to be honest, that's extremely undervalued.
And honestly, just speaking on that is like I've said, we've done probably 3 to 4 traditional businesses, and I can tell you that to start it initially was quite a bit higher than 99.
Yeah, my boyfriend's business is the same. It's actually kind of scary when you don't know how you're going to eat for 2 years. So I'll take this any day.
Jessica asked, on the coaching call, you go over all the offers and decide which is the best for the new member. 100%. Yeah, exactly, yep. Jessica. Alana, essentially we are promoting different products or brands. Did you want to touch on that, Mel?
Yeah, so essentially, again, it's going to depend on the direction you choose to go. If you choose to be a lifestyle marketer, you're kind of building yourself as a lifestyle marketer. So you're promoting lifestyle. What that means is like time freedom, working online, building a business, all of these things that people are looking for, getting the training, getting the education, getting the community, getting the mentorship, getting the support. You're selling that. There's a lot of people already interested in online. They just haven't found something that works for them. And like we said, as a marketer, you can place this opportunity, millions and millions and millions, probably billions of people are actually looking for this, and you get to specifically target them and give them the information, bring them into the system, and then we take care of the rest for you. So wherever they go from there, if it's a high ticket commission or whatever, you'll get the sale closed for you and you'll make the commission. So again, it's going to depend on how much money you want to make, but you will be promoting products, services, courses, and a business opportunity. It really depends on the direction you want to go. It's fully customizable. So that's why we really encourage people to come through the system and go through all of these steps so that you're a lot more clear on things, because we do understand it is a little bit confusing when this is something super new that you've probably never done before.
Yeah, ultimately, like, everybody is their own unique individual, right? What one person wants to create might not necessarily be what someone else wants to create. So, and this is going to follow up in this next question with Melissa, any other costs after the 99? That's really up to you. So as you go through the coaching process, what Mel was just talking about, that's when you will, if it's something that you want to, like, you really love this product and you want to be affiliated with that and you want to move forward with that, then yes, of course, you can be a part of that. But if you choose products that you don't have to invest into, then yes, of course, you can move forward with that as well. There's literally an option for everybody. Anybody that wants to come in and, you know, make big money and do things quickly, there's an option for those people. Those people that are like, hey, I just want to move things slowly, just get to know everything, there's an option for that too. So truly any personality. It's just a matter of defining what that personality is. And we go over that and we go through that. And that's why the coaching call is so imperative, is because that's when we get to know who you are and what you want to create. Ultimately, we speak to hundreds of people throughout the day. Every single personality is different. Every single goal is going to be different. So it's ultimately up to you. And the way we do that is by going through that coaching call and just really defining what it is that you want to create. And then we streamline that. We tailor make that to you.
Perfect. We just have a couple more questions and we'll answer them super quick and then we're going to jump off. Just again, like we said, we want to respect everyone's time. So $90 a month, as long as you work with a company. Yes. Can we branch out on our own at any time? Yes, of course. And that's it. So hopefully we answered all of your guys' questions.
There was one more question and we'll go through that. So how do you do the marketing for the one company? Is it all okay? So Mel pretty much touched on that with the lifestyle marketing. And no, Alana, you don't have to use your personal social media platform. In the training, it'll show you exactly how to set up your own business social media platform. So if you choose, which guys, so you know, if anybody, I'm the least active as far as my business goes on my social or on my personal page. I run everything through my business page. So to answer that, Alana, like, no, you do not have to run that through your personal page. We show you the exact steps on how to launch your business through a completely separate page, which is going to be your business page. So guys, at the end of the day, if this is something that resonates with you, honestly, if you're looking for change and you're looking for something different and you're looking to get out of wherever you are, I can promise you that that is exactly what it's done for not only myself, but hundreds of other people. And at the end of the day, the scarcity mindset will always be there. There will never be the perfect time. There will never be the right time. It's just a matter of taking actions, getting off the fence post, stop sitting on the fence post, and leveraging 14 days, get in there, get messy with the training, get knowledgeable about what it is we've talked about, and then put it into a visual aspect going through the video training. So reach out to the person that sent you to this live, to this training. Reach out to them. And like Mel said, for the next 48 hours, we will only keep this open for the next 48 hours. Anybody who invests in themselves and in their future in the next 48 hours, myself and Mel will personally work with them and give them everything they need within the next 30 days to literally skyrocket their business.
Perfect. Thanks so much for coming, you guys. We hope we answered all of your questions, and we're super excited to working with you. Wow, just so excited, can't even talk. We're super excited and look forward to working with you. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Awesome, guys. Have a beautiful day. We'll see you on the inside.
Yes.